there are moments in life when you realize the door has closed behind you. Not loudly, not dramatically, but with a quiet finality that tells you you are no longer welcome. For me, that moment came on New Year's Eve, and by the time the clock struck midnight, the people who pushed me out would regret ever doing so. Welcome to my YouTube channel Whisper Stories, where silence speaks. My name is Anna, and I am 61 years old. At an age when people expect your world to shrink, to become quieter, smaller, more predictable, mine detonated on the last night of the year. It began with a single sentence that erased me from my own family. "Mom, please don't come for New Year's Eve, it will be awkward." No explanation. No apology. Just exclusion, clean, deliberate and final. The night I was erased. I read the message 3 times, sitting alone at my small kitchen table, the clock blinking 6:18 p.m. outside. Fireworks were already popping in the distance, early celebrations from neighbors who still believed the future was something to look forward to. My hands were steady, but something inside me cracked quietly. For 36 years I had been the woman who cooked the meals, paid the bills when money ran thin, stayed awake through fevers, failures, heartbreaks and triumphs. I was the glue, the safety net, the constant. And now, at 61, I was apparently an inconvenience. I typed back slowly. "Is everything okay?" The reply came almost instantly, from my daughter Melissa. "Yes, Mom, we just think it's better this way, you'll understand." I didn't. But I said nothing. Because women like me are trained not to make scenes. How I became invisible. The truth is, my fall from grace didn't happen overnight. It started after my husband died 7 years earlier. When Robert was alive, I was Anna, Robert's wife. People asked my opinion, my presence mattered. After his death, I became just Anna. Then slowly, Anna who lives alone. Then Anna who repeats stories. Then finally, Anna who can stay home. My son-in-law, Jason, was the loudest voice in the room without ever raising it. "Well," he'd say casually, "maybe Mom would be more comfortable not coming. It's late, she gets tired." I didn't get tired. I got excluded. The house I built. That night, instead of going to my daughter's house, I stood in my living room, the house I paid off penny by penny while raising 2 children alone after Robert's early layoffs. The house they now referred to as small and old. I poured myself a glass of water, sat on the couch, and stared at the family photos on the wall. In every picture, I was standing slightly behind everyone else. I wondered when I'd learned to do that. The call that changed everything. At 11:41 p.m. my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Ms. Anna Williams," a man asked, his voice careful, professional. "Yes. This is Daniel Roth, Senior Financial Officer with Helix Capital Trust. I apologize for calling so late, but the matter is urgent." Urgent. That word again. He continued, "Your name was listed as the sole beneficiary of an offshore equity transfer, scheduled to finalize at midnight." I laughed, a soft, humorless sound. "There must be a mistake." "There isn't," he said gently. "Your late husband, Robert Williams, was a silent early investor in Helix's biotech division. His shares were held in a protected trust. The valuation finalized today." My heart began to pound. "And," I whispered, "and as of midnight, your net worth will be approximately $1.04 billion. The room tilted. I gripped the armrest to keep from sliding off the couch. "$1 billion. Yes, ma'am." Fireworks exploded outside. The new year arrived. And everything I thought I knew about my life shattered. The man I never fully knew. Robert had always said, "If something happens to me, you'll be okay." I thought he meant emotionally. He never spoke about Helix, never boasted, never hinted. While I worried about grocery coupons, he was quietly securing a future no one could take from me. I cried that night, not from joy, but from the strange grief of realizing how little people truly know each other. Silence is loud. I didn't tell anyone. Not my daughter. Not my son. Not my neighbors. Money doesn't change people overnight, it reveals them, and I wanted to see who they already were. The next morning, January 1st, my phone was silent. No Happy New Year. No apology. No concern. Until noon. The shift. Jason called. His voice was different, too warm. Anna, Happy New Year. Melissa and I were just talking. We felt terrible about last night. I smiled without humor. Oh, yes, you know how hectic things get, family misunderstandings, he chuckled. By the way, we saw something interesting. My stomach tightened. The financial news mentioned a major Helix Capital payout. Beneficiary name matched yours. There it was. The moment. I said nothing. Jason cleared his throat. So we thought you might like to come over tonight. Fresh start. Fresh start. From the people who erased me 12 hours earlier. Watching them arrive. I invited them over instead. All of them. Melissa arrived first, eyes wide, scanning my modest living room like she expected gold bars under the couch. Jason followed, already calculating. My son hugged me longer than usual. Everyone suddenly remembered how much they loved me. I poured tea. No champagne. No celebration. Just tea. The question. Jason couldn't hold it in. So Anna, is it true? I met his eyes calmly. Yes. The room inhaled. Melissa's hand flew to her mouth. Mom, why didn't you tell us? I tilted my head. You didn't ask. Silence. Power changes the air. The way they sat changed. The way they spoke to me changed. The way they listened changed. I hadn't moved an inch, but suddenly I had gravity. And I hated that it took money for them to see me. The truth I finally spoke. I want to be very clear, I said softly. I didn't become valuable last night, I always was. Jason shifted uncomfortably. You banned me from New Year's Eve because I was inconvenient, because I didn't fit the image. Melissa's eyes filled with tears. Mom, that's not. It is, I said gently, and that's okay. People show you who they are when they think you have nothing to offer. Boundaries are expensive, but worth it. I stood up. This money doesn't buy forgiveness, it doesn't buy access, and it certainly doesn't buy respect retroactively. Jason opened his mouth. I raised a hand. I will help where I choose, on my terms or not at all. For the first time he had nothing to say. What I did next. I didn't move into a mansion. I didn't change my name. I funded scholarships for widowed women over 50. I bought back my old neighborhood bakery. I invested in quiet things that healed quietly. And yes, I set up trusts for my children. Not because they deserved it. Because I chose to. The son-in-law who learned too late. Months later, Jason apologized. Not for the money. For the New Year's Eve. I didn't think you'd notice, he admitted. I smiled kindly. That's the problem, I said. To the moral. Hear what I learned at 61. People don't change when you gain power. They reveal who they were when they thought you had none. Never confuse silence with weakness. Never confuse kindness with blindness. And never measure your worth by how others treat you when they think you're small. Because sometimes the woman they exclude from the table is the one who owns the house. And the new year. It didn't just change my bank account. It gave me back myself.